What's up? What's happening? What's popping? What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another great episode of Simone with the Sports. I'm Simone, bringing you guys daily sports talk. So if you're new here, if you're old here, you haven't already, subscribe to the channel yet. Make sure you stop what you're doing. Make sure you leave a comment. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you keep rocking with me. Also, make sure you turn notification bells on because the videos are coming live, boom, 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 boom. And you don't miss a single video or a single live stream, so make sure you're tapped in and have your notification bells on. Also, make sure you check out the links down below. The first link is to buy me a coffee to help fuel this channel that you love so much. Second link is to shop the official Smoke This Sports merch collection. Get you the classic tee, the wavy tee, or the brand new JADEN Make It Hurts tee. And the last link is to subscribe to our podcast, Tough Calls, where me and Dylan have some of your favorite sports analysts, reporters, former and current athletes chop it up with us on the podcast. Guys, let's get into this video today. Today is a Sixers video. I know news is slow in Sixers land. It's the off season, of course, and really big storylines in Summer League and waiting on that Ben Simmons shoe to drop. Ben Simmons or Tobias Harris. Not saying I want Tobias Harris traded, but I'm saying some of you guys think we might trade Tobias Harris. A trade is looming, and it's kind of just like the waiting game. Like, okay, who are we trading for? As we clearly see people going off the board. Kyle Lowry obviously went off the board. Terry Rozier was a guard that we were looking for, just locked up with the Hornets, off the board. We were looking at Zach LaVine, but now the Bulls beefed up. Zach LaVine obviously is going to be staying with the Bulls now. I was looking at Dennis Schroeder. He's obviously locked in with the Celtics. Kemba Walker was a guard I was looking at. He's locked in with the Knicks. Everybody locked in. So it looks like we're stuck with Ben. Rhyme, you know what I'm saying? It's time to rhyme. But guys, let's talk about Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid obviously signed a super max with the Sixers, 4-year, $196 million deal. And let's talk about what that deal means for the Sixers. Of course, ultimately, it means that our championship window is extended. As long as we have Embiid, Embiid is a once in a blue moon type player. Like when you have a big man that's just dangerous on offense, dangerous on defense, can do it all, super athletic like Embiid is. Like that does not come. That comes very, 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 very few and far between. So the fact that we're able to lock up the unicorn that is Joel Embiid for the next 4 years at least, his contract goes through 2026, 2027, we have a championship window. It's just all about building that team around Embiid. So that is super promising because Embiid was fed up, boy, after we lost to the Hawks. Embiid was fed up in the press conference, and it kind of looked like, dang, if they don't do something about Ben, maybe Embiid is going to want to leave Philly. I mean, these guys leave their teams every other day. Like, it's no like, oh, I know so-and-so will never leave that team. Like, dudes leave their teams now in the NBA, now in the NFL, any season, boy. So some of y'all, including me, were a little nervous after I saw how heated Embiid was. I was like, shoot, Embiid might not want to come back. He might not want to sign his max here, especially if we don't get rid of Ben Simmons. But this means that our championship window has been extended at least for the next 4 years while Embiid is in his prime. He's 27 years old, and we know the big man's window closes quicker than, you know, a smaller guy. And Embiid is playing at his peak right now. Not sure how long his peak will be, but let's hope for the next 4 years Embiid is in his prime and we can build that championship team, because we had that 4-year window and it's got to kind of happen this out, you know what I'm saying? Especially since these young up-and-coming teams are beefing up and just getting stronger. Like the Hawks, they're a young team that's getting better, so we have to worry about them. The Knicks, they're a youngish team that's getting better. We're obviously going to have to worry about them soon. Will the Celtics figure it out? These are teams with longer championship windows, and we have to make sure we capitalize before they hit their peak. Another thing of interest is that Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid, and Tobias Harris are all locked in for the next 3 years, unless, of course, a trade happens. But for the next 3 years, Ben Simmons, Embiid, and Tobias Harris are all under contract together for the next 3 years. And that's super interesting. So will that be our big-headed monster? Of course, like I said, anybody can get traded. But right now, we have those 3 guys locked in for the next 3 years unless a trade happens. And I want to know what you guys think. Do y'all think we can win with that trio? Ben, Embiid, and Tobias is our superstar trio. Do you guys think that that's a winnable group? Let me know, of course, down below. The biggest thing of interest to me is that this season, 2021-2022, those guys will take up $98 million of the cap space, and the cap is at $112 million. So just look at the little bit of wiggle room we have when we're building around Tobias, Ben, and Embiid, because the cap is 112 mil. Those guys alone, those three guys, are taking up 98 mil next season. The following season, those guys are going to be taking up 106 mil, and the cap will be 119 mil. So just look at the little bit of wiggle room. If we do keep Ben, Embiid, and Tobias, just look at the little bit of wiggle room we have when we're trying to build that roster around those guys. We have little room. So that really makes me think that somebody's got to go, whether it's Embiid or Tobias. We have to free up that space, because we have to pay a bench. We have to pay a six-man. We already realized we have to have that supplemental scoring coming off the bench. So that costs money. And we already know that we have to keep surrounding this team with shooters. This team that we have right now with Embiid locked in, we have to surround him with shooters, because we already see they're not stopping the double teams. They're not stopping. We have to be able to space that floor around Embiid, especially when your core piece is a big man. You have to be able to give him room to work. So we have to be able to pay that price for those shooters that we'll be able to surround him with. And I don't know if we have the money to build that bench if we're tied up with Tobias, Ben, and Embiid. Obviously, Embiid is our future, so it comes down to Ben or Tobias. We have to free up some money somewhere. That money got to come from somewhere. Also, let me know what you guys think about Doc Rivers, since I'm just talking, I'm just rapping, talking my shit. What y'all think about Doc Rivers? Do you guys think Doc Rivers is a long-term coach for the Sixers? That question really just popped in my head. But let me know down below what you think about Doc Rivers. Do you think Doc Rivers can coach the championship team? 2, what do you think we should do? Now we have Embiid locked in. How do we build around him? And especially after seeing all these moves that were made this offseason, in free agency and via trade, how can we build a championship roster now? Let me know down below. Let me know what you think about Ben, Embiid, and Tobias. Could those three lead the Sixers to a championship in the next 4 years before Embiid's contract is up? But guys, let me know what you think. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you leave a comment. Make sure you subscribe. Keep rocking with me, and I'll talk to you guys next time.